Today I'm going to show you how I clean my guns. This is a method I learned from some old AK guys who shoot corrosive ammo that they've been using for years, and they say it seems to work pretty good for them. So I'll show you how I do it. What we're going to need for this is a hose, it's your first thing, WD-40, and then CLP. A couple of cleaning cloths, which in my case is an old shirt that I cut apart with those scissors, and then a rod to go down that can hold a little piece of cloth on the end. I might be using some of the brushes as well, but I won't be going through this whole kit. The guns I'm cleaning today are standard AR-15, very common, and then the less common RPK, which is like a beefed up version of an AK-47. So the first thing you do, as you should always do whenever you're handling guns, is make sure they're pointed in a safe direction, and then check to see if they're unloaded. Which I know these are because I already checked. Should do that before filming, but always good to have a habit of checking them. Then the next thing to do is to take them apart as much as you need to clean the parts you need to get to, or as much as you're comfortable with. So for this one, it's really important that I clean out this part and this part. So I'll be taking it down a little bit, and I'm pretty sure YouTube has rules against like showing how to assemble and disassemble guns. So I'm gonna do that part off camera, and we'll be back when it's taken down as much as I need to. All right, so we've got them all taken down, and our next thing is gonna be to hose everything off. When you're hosing it, you really want to try to get it down in there super good. So I'm gonna be doing a lot of that. Something neat about this one, maybe not that neat, is there's some evidence of corrosion. So that was on there when I bought it. And this is my first time cleaning it since I bought it. So I'm gonna be scrubbing it with a brush really well to try and get it off of there. And then seal it up a bit better to try to prevent any corrosion from happening in the future. After you get it hosed down, it's time to start scrubbing. Jamming the rod in there, cleaning it out with the cloth, putting on a new cloth, and keep going until they're coming out clean. Oakley's decided to come out and help us today. Always nice to see. I like to do little circles. After those start coming out clean, the next thing we're doing is moving on to the WD-40. Now, some people just use WD-40 and they leave it at that, and that's all they use to clean their guns, which can work temporarily, but after a bit of time, WD-40 will start to gum up and you'll start seeing jams from it. I found the CLP works a little better to sit longer. For our purposes, what the WD-40 is doing is getting out any extra water that was in there. So we're gonna use the WD-40 and then go through it a few more times with the cleaning cloth to wash the WD-40 out, and then we seal it up with the CLP, and that's the stuff we actually leave on there. With the WD-40, I'll put it all over the outside too. You can just switch this over to the spray nozzle, give it a good spray, then wipe it off. You're gonna wanna get it in everywhere that it'll reach. And don't be afraid to be generous with it. Now we're gonna repeat what we did with the WD-40 with the CLP. That is, cover the whole gun with it, inside and out, except at the end, instead of trying to wipe it off, what we're gonna try to do is rub on a good coat of it and leave it on there, because that'll be what'll protect it. When you're done, you should have a nice even coat of CLP over the whole thing. Now for the accessories, we repeat the process. Hose, WD-40, and then CLP. This one, after the hose and wiping it off, I'm going to be spending a bit of time with the brush to try to get rid of any of that corrosion. Cleaned up quite well, if you ask me. Now on to the WD-40. All right, got those pieces cleaned up pretty good. I'll get it all put back together and show you how I put on the finishing touches. Now I've got it mostly put back together except the dust cover on the top. And what I like to do here is spray this pretty good with CLP and then work the slide back and forth a couple of times to work it into all of those little spots that might be rubbing up against each other. And there you go, one clean, put together gun. Now for the AR-15, I'm going to be showing you a little bit of a sped up process. So I usually don't recommend speeding up the process, doing a quick version for gun maintenance, but this one's not that dirty and I'll be shooting again very soon, so I'll give it a full cleaning a different time. Basically, what I'm gonna do to speed it up is instead of soaking the whole thing down with water, I filled up this little container here with water. I'm gonna be pouring that down the barrel and not getting water all over the rest of it. And the reason for that is because I don't want to take this thing off. It's not that hard, it just has a few little things you got to take out there. But yeah, so that's the only corner really being cut. The whole thing's still soaked in WD-40 and then CLP, same as before. And those are getting the full water treatment as well. So those are the same as the other accessories. This, we're just not soaking the whole thing in water. It's just going to be pouring water down the barrel. And there you have it. 2 guns, cleaned, ready to be put away for a little while. Quick note on the CLP WD-40, what kind of things should I buy? I've always had good luck with CLP. People get real passionate about it. Like, it'll depend on what you're using it for. That's just my recommendation. And yeah, maybe you have a different reason to use something else. Could be good. All right. Thanks for watching.